This week's topics: a Heist challenge update for GTA Online and a new major Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Defective Edition update. Of course, these major topics I like to bring to you in one video today, or any other minuscule topics you would like to know about of the past week's news topics can be found on my latest weekly update news video. Link will be in the description alongside my latest weekly update content video for GTA Online's weekly update. You can find a link of that in the description below as well. You can also find a link to my Twitch for whoever wants to leave a follow on my Twitch to watch me stream anything anytime sooner or later. And of course, other links in concern is all the sources of information that I've used to provide to you guys in the video that you are going to watch. Now, I hope you guys understand when I bring this up that I'm willing to bring up both of these topics in this singular video of the week, because obviously the first topic that I'm going to bring to your attention will take no longer than 30 seconds to explain, so what will be the point of making a separate video on it? And then for this video, of course, I will go into the second topic right after that explains the major Grand Theft Auto Trilogy Definitive Edition update that was once defective. So I hope you guys enjoy this rant ramble discussion video, and without further ado, let me go right into the first minor topic that I would like to bring to your attention. Starting off with the fact that for those who may not know as of now, there has been already a heist challenge Rockstar has given to players in GTA Online that has already passed a week, and so far in this past week we have scored over $5.4 trillion, which is just a little over 25% of the target for this challenge. Especially brought up by Tez2 on his Twitter. He has even brought up a link to where you can view the heist challenge progress on the official Rockstar Games website /GTA Online. Of course, this is the second week in the challenge, and this week features the Doomsday Heist Act 3 on Double Money NRP to contribute to this challenge. So if you wish to contribute, play anytime this week in any of the heist finales that Rockstar has selected, and you can contribute to this heist challenge, which will give us free clothes and rewards for the upcoming winter DLC for when we are successful. And of course, if you want to check any other information, you can find on my weekly update video for GTA Online. But anyways, without any more delays for the major topic I'd like to bring to your attention, let me just go over the fact that let's start off with GTA Net has brought up that, of course, initially there were rumors being circulated by the community and even some news website about the fact that Grocery Games, which was initially the developers responsible or given the responsibility by Rockstar Games to develop and make the defective edition that should have been definitive, have been removed from the GTA Trilogy entirely, though initially was unfounded, but after some patches and updates that Rockstar has officially released at some point soon after, we have officially found out that even from the splash introductions of all three games, you don't have the Grocery Games logo on the bottom left of the games anymore. Although they still say that both Grocery Games and Video Games Deluxe are still in the final credits and only the initial splash screen was removed. Now, for those who are wondering right now, what is Video Games Deluxe or who are they? They're basically a computer games industry in Sydney, Australia, from how far I'm concerned, which has about 2 to 10 employees. And their video game developer work has previously consisted around The Getaway and LA Noire, which you can find on their LinkedIn page. But other sources like IGN have stated that they are also responsible for the development of Grand Theft Auto's San Andreas VR, though a couple of weeks ago, maybe even a few months ago, it has been stated that this project is on halt indefinitely due to Take-Two Interactive having too many projects they're working on, especially GTA 6, and decided to halt this to an unknown date. Which is quite sad, honestly. I would have probably tried to play this myself in VR, but it's too bad. I made a video on it. If you want to know any more information about it, I will put the link in the description for those who are interested. But as far as I'm concerned, these rumors that were speculated have officially been more and more confirmed, where the Netflix mobile versions have the same content, including credits to ZA Studios as the current PC and console updates. Those with access to modding tools can also confirm that GSG, Grocery Games, are still mentioned in the localization files, where this user has used an external editor to discover these Grocery Games related, let's say, casting in the aid and development of the definitive edition. But one thing's for sure though, with the help of Video Games Deluxe, there has been an official patch for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and PC on November 12, 2024, that of course has an external amount of updates and patches Rockstar has done. They didn't even make or bother to make a changelog to state all of the critical issues they've addressed and patched, fixed, or even implemented. So as far as we're concerned, they have basically just stated they made numerous fixes, improvements, and added classic lighting mode, which restores the look and feel of the sky in the original games. Shortly after, on November 13th, they have done the same thing, but it is now available across all platforms and all titles beyond PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC. Where even Videotech UK, which was shared by Tez2, has stated the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition mobile improvements are now available on consoles and PC as of November 12th at around 7 in the morning. So a little issue that they fixed I'd like to bring to your attention is that it appears they fixed the issue raised with the lighting not being correct in the desert, since the game has distinctive lighting across all locations. And of course, as of November 12th at 7:50 AM on its patch, Grocery Games has also wiped from the start menus. Other things they've done includes the fact that they've done loads of notable improvements across the board with the update. The original clouds are restored and can be observed when flying, especially in San Andreas. And they would like to give a shout out to Video Game Deluxe for listening to the feedback from users and others who raised up these problems or raised concern about these problems. But just take a look at how it looks now, I believe anyways. This just looks significantly better. It looks more nostalgic. At least now you have this nostalgic fog in the background that just brings back childhood memories to many players. Just take a look even in the construction site in Doherty, or the garage, the waste ground, whatever you may call it, near the Wang Auto Shop that you can purchase later on when you complete driving school. Even in the Las Venturas strip, it looks, my gosh, very colorful. And even the clouds as well, they've stated, has been brought back into the sky in the game just to bring back the nostalgic feeling, though some may disagree against it or speak against it. It's just a nostalgic thing that Rockstar has done initially for the initial update, and I am personally myself glad that they brought back a hint of nostalgia 2 years, actually 3 years later rather. It's better late than never, but it's good. It's a good thing that they did that. And yes, even though it was initially stated by Videotech UK that it's confirmed the patch is exclusive to current-gen consoles and PC, shortly after, these updates became available for mobile, and also became available for Xbox One, PS4, and Nintendo Switch. Now, as of this point, I'm going to bring a, as best as I could, list of the patch notes that was brought up by Videotech UK, especially, where he was especially, or they were given numerous notes by many users across the web to state what has officially been changed, updated, implemented, or patched, in which he has made a full list initially on the first day, but later on he has also made another list. So I'm going to go through all of these updates with you guys. So first of all, the global changes throughout all three games. They have added a new classic mode to restore the original look and feel, removing Unreal Engine's stock volumetric clouds in favor of a 2D style approach from the original games. Birds across all three games have returned. You can now pause cutscenes, introduced a new movement option for improved gunplay and character movement, added a date and time for saves, which I can personally confirm since I've seen this recently, updated the disclaimer screen to reflect Rockstar Games branding, fixed an issue with shadows shifting in chunks. Shadows now render in real time. Updated reflections to use cube map reflections instead of Unreal Engine's SSR, resolving artifacting issues. They improved game performance on PS5, Xbox Series X, and Xbox Series S, including frame pacing fixes. A number of 3D interiors have been removed. Optimization efforts have been made on PC to improve game performance. Fire now produces lens flares. They fixed 3D interiors that stretch when viewed up close. They improved the visual quality on the Nintendo Switch to align more closely with the original game when classic mode is enabled, while tuning down other visual settings, and various collusion fixes rather across all three titles. Some other fixes that were initially discovered for Grand Theft Auto 3's Definitive Edition involves the following. They fixed an issue with the shoreside Vale garage doors, which now open correctly on 3 sides. They fixed a bug with Staten Island not being displayed on the map correctly, thank goodness. Improved pistol sound effects, improved rain pouring effects, improved handling of shotguns and assault rifles while the player is moving. They addressed an issue with 8 balls auto yard exhibiting incorrect misspellings, improved Happy Blim sign to become more gritty in order to become more in line with the game's world, improved a number of generic garage doors with redesigned textures, improved McAdam Airway sign with a redesigned high-resolution asset, addressed an issue with incorrect spelling for pay and spray signs, addressed an issue where the garage doors would exhibit a repeating sound effect when leaving and entering. Yeah, that is true. They improved zip brand signage with a redesigned high-resolution asset, addressed an issue where the island would not appear on the map, addressed an issue which caused players to visit islands during early story progression. A number of fixes have been applied to incorrect texture UVs across roads within the game, fixed tree blocking view of "you weren't supposed to be here" Easter egg sign, addressed an issue for signage with pet stuffers to correct spelling, addressed an issue with textures appearing across apartment buildings with poor UVs and low resolution assets, and removed a distracting puddle near the safe house. Which one? I have no idea, but I guess it was removed. Some fixes implemented in Grand Theft Auto's Vice City Definitive Edition involves restored neon lights from the original PlayStation 2 version at Malibu Club and filling stations, fixed incorrect island positions in the map UI, addressed an issue with a large moon appearing in the opening cutscene at the start of the game, addressed an issue with tire smoke appearing as black, addressed an issue with Le Cargo having missing collisions, addressed an issue with floating collision for a rock near the lighthouse, addressed a number of misspellings across road direction signage, addressed an issue with Raphael's incorrect neon light color, improved Comet vehicle to resemble the original game, hell yeah, and added a new freezing smoke effect emitted from the freezer during the cutscene with Sonny Ferrelli in the opening introduction of the game, placed bushes along Ocean Drive to reflect the original game, addressed an issue with suspension vehicle height, addressed an issue with ammunition signage using incorrect spelling, addressed an issue with road lines being visible in incorrect corners, addressed an issue with Arvek Moy Holiday signage using incorrect spelling, and improved lighting conditions for Ocean Drive Hotel and added new light props for the hotel entrance. Moving on into Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Definitive Edition additions and fixes and list of whatnots, they restored original weather and lighting presets for Los Santos, San Fierro, Las Venturas, and other map areas. They fixed issue with CJ incorrectly drinking a can of Sprunk from vending machines. Of course, he would drink from his forehead and not through his mouth, thank goodness for that. Very minor, but also funny. They improved rigging for crouching, bike, motorbike use, and swimming animations. They addressed an issue with fast swimming speeds. They improved lighting conditions for various missions, most evident during the opening cutscene of Rider and Drive-Thru. Addressed an issue where music may not play correctly in nightclubs. A number of signage have been replaced with high-resolution assets. Corrected transparency issues on Grove Street Bridge's weep holes. Improved a number of fire effects, addressed a major issue with the sandstorm not exhibiting effects correctly, addressed an issue where Cluckenbell prop would not move and remain static, improved Love Fist logo with a redesigned high-resolution asset, breakable props such as garbage bags now produce better effects, hallelujah, improved flight gameplay visuals with the original clouds from the original game, the volumetric light clouds can be observed in an aircraft, addressed an issue with lampposts reflecting white instead of orange to reflect the timing of the game, improved aiming reticule to display health, addressed an issue where the crash icon would not appear, animated oil rigs now properly work instead of being static, replaced low resolution Officer Tenpenny badge with a high resolution asset, fixed an issue where fire trucks would not put out fires, addressed an issue with Sphinx Face having an incorrect color, improved CJ's robbery mask with a high resolution asset, fixed an issue with punching bags in the gyms, of course not being just being static, improved a number of doors, windows, and building textures that were redesigned or re-signed and redrawn in this update, addressed an issue where the hangar doors at Las Venturas were incorrectly positioned, improved mouth animations across cutscenes, addressed an issue where the rainbows would not appear, I missed the rainbows. I'm glad they're back. Improvements made to San Fierro's bridge texturing work. Select buildings in Las Venturas receives new texturing improvements. V-Rock building receives new texturing improvements. CJ's cowboy boots now appear darker. Improved CJ's pant textures with a high resolution asset. Minor adjustments made to CJ's face texture and his shoes. Improvements made to Claude character model in Farewell My Love. Fixed an issue where CJ will now jump into water correctly without floating. And Red County is more optimized and performance friendly. Of course, these are some of the fixes, patches, and implements that was mentioned on November 14th, in which Videotech UK has also stated they really hope Rockstar continues to let VGD further improve the games. Of course, being Video Games Deluxe, and they wish that this company would focus on the following other options, where they would have overhauled LODs, fixed camera controls for aircrafts, update busted and wasted screens more in line with the original games, improve lighting for interiors in line with the originals, remove upscaled art across streets and sandries and replace with redesigned work, and of course more fixes. Nearly perfect remasters, but just need one more big update. According to them anyways. Of course, shortly after, there were other fixes that were brought up to Videotech UK's attention, in which they have made a new list stating these new address the new issues anyways. Where starting off with GTA 3, they have also they addressed an issue where a vehicle on fire would display a small flame. Yeah, it was just a small flame all over the car, and then it just blew up finally. They addressed an issue where the player would sink into the ground at Claude's safe house. Okay. Addressed an issue where setting the music volume to low would impact all ambient sounds. Addressed an issue where the gas station signs may not animate correctly. They addressed an issue with helicopters on top of buildings not having any collision, and addressed an issue where setting the music volume to 0 would impact all ambient sounds. For Grand Theft Auto Vice City, they also addressed an issue where setting the music volume to 0 would impact all ambient sounds, improve the sound of the chainsaw sound effect, improve the look of the helicopter blades with the use of motion blur, addressed an issue with Starfish Island on the map UI where it was not correctly drawn, thank goodness, addressed an issue where body armor at ammunition would show a pickup variation on the display wall, addressed an issue with Lance's police outfit reusing a legacy model, addressed an issue with more talkative NPCs in the world as well. And for San Andreas, they improved CJ's face structure to be more in line with the original title, addressed an issue where the big cock may not animate correctly, addressed an issue where oil refinery may not animate correctly, addressed an issue where setting the music volume to 0 would impact all ambient sounds, addressed an issue with collisions on roadsides causing the player to fall into the map on motorbikes, addressed an issue where CJ would not flow correctly during large waves in the ocean, addressed an issue where a ceiling fan was misplaced above a pool table causing the player not to see the pool table during top-down gameplay, addressed an issue where the big cock may not animate correctly. They stated it again, I don't know why. They addressed an issue on PC for jetpack gameplay that enables players to rebind keys to ensure players can use weapons, and addressed an issue with a missing door exit during the bank robbery with Catalina. This was of course brought up on November 15th, just about a day later than the previous list he has made. Where Videotech UK's first list was made on November 14th at around 7 in the morning, but the new list was made on November 15th, like over 24 hours later. As well as that, they also remastered Market Station with reflective tiles and improved texturing, and added new lighting across all the train tunnels. So I suppose this was what it looked like before, which is interesting. But now when you look at it after, oh my gosh, it looks beautiful. That's crazy. Anyways, let's go into this image where you don't even see anything in these tunnels. It is dark. But of course, they remastered it and decided to actually put lights in the tunnels. So that is good as well. Now, of course, these were most of the patches that was implemented. Based on all the patches that was implemented, these are most of all of the implemented fixes that was brought up to our attention by Videotech UK, of course shared by Tez2. As far as I'm concerned, that's all the information that I have. But in general, Grocery Games is no longer affiliated with the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy's Defective Edition, and Rockstar and Video Games Deluxe have worked together to redefine what should have been the proper definitive edition of all three games for the trilogy. So if you guys have found out any more fixes or implementations that Rockstar has done across any of the 3 games or even across all 3 games together, do let me know in the comments below. Do let everyone know in the comments below. I might even make my own comment and pin it and on the top of the comments, and whoever wants to respond underneath it can respond underneath as well. I'll do my best to check on everyone's comments when I could, if I could, and if YouTube will behave. But as far as I'm concerned, that's all I really wanted to rant and ramble about in regards to this major trilogy update. Of course, props to Video Games Deluxe for finally redefining what should have been the definitive edition since a long time ago. And of course, I hope you guys do enjoy these games that should have been enjoyed properly, of course. But that's all I have to say for this video. Thank you guys for watching up until this point. That's really all the major updates that I have to bring to your attention. And that's it that I have for this week to speak to you about, because this was literally the biggest topic of the week. So, hope you guys, of the past week. So, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and have a good day. And I cannot wait to stream these new games. This new update, rather. It's not really new games, it's already 3 years old. But of course, I gotta try it out. I gotta try out the new looks. And I wonder how the helicopters handle in San Andreas, because I know the controls were screwed up bad. Thank you for watching and have a good day.